Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and this is a really quick video. It's focused on regulation, and you might think, oh gosh, but regulation is so boring. Well, if you are an XRP holder, this matters greatly, and we have a very rare video that was uploaded about 17 hours ago, and the reason why it's rare is because both Brian Brooks, the acting controller of the currency, and the Honorable Hester Peirce of the SEC is on the same panel. And I pulled out portions of this that I think are, good to get a grasp of. And if you have time, I know it's an hour and 26 minutes long in its entirety. If you have the time, I recommend the whole video. But if you don't have the time, I'm going to pull out a couple of portions. Plus, at the end, there is someone from Ripple that got a question in. So here, let's listen to Hester Peirce, where she talks about how the SEC has really failed at putting together clear guidance. And you'll find out that it is not only complex and confusing for people who are in this space leading projects, but it is not clear, and it's confusing and complex even for the SEC. So here we go.
However, I have not supported most of our enforcement cases against crypto projects for violations of our registration provisions under the securities laws. One of the reasons for my opposition to these cases is that we have failed to put out clear guidance on how a digital asset can be offered without implicating the federal securities laws. Almost any token distribution event will, by the analysis that our cases have employed, fall afoul of the securities laws. In 2019, Commission staff attempted to provide guidance and issued a framework for analyzing whether a digital asset has the characteristics of an investment contract, which is the type of security that the Howey test defines. This staff guidance identifies 38 separate characteristics to consider when analyzing whether an offering of digital assets is likely a securities offering. Although I appreciated the attempt, this guidance has proved to be too complex and confusing to be of any real use to the public, or frankly to ourselves as we analyze when something is a security. So I think our job of providing guidance is still one that we need to take up and give more help to folks who are trying to figure out where things stand.
So 38 characteristics. It's just too confusing even for them. Oh, I hope that she gets that position that Jay Clayton has right now. That would really be wonderful. All right, in this portion, she's talking about her Safe Harbor Act. You know, this is something that she has proposed. It gives a 3-year grace period for projects to make adjustments to come into compliance. She's still kind of tweaking it. She's going to revise that proposal. And you can hear that she also fully understands that if they don't get their act together, people are just going to exit the United States to build.
The securities laws. This safe harbor would allow them to facilitate participation in and the development of a functional or decentralized network. And I think that it would be a positive step forward. I have received a range of reactions to the proposal, and my goal is to publish a revised proposal in the near future. But there's much more to be done on issues like custody and Bitcoin-based product approvals. I hope that the Commission will adopt a more open approach to innovation. I fear otherwise will drive some of the brightest young minds this country has to overseas countries that are more accepting of innovation, and that would not be a good thing for any of us.
No, it would not be a good thing for any of us. Now, when I jump to Brian Brooks, again, I want you to listen to everything he said, but I'm going to pull this one section out here where he is talking about how to leverage the private networks. And yes, he does focus on stable coins tied to the dollar. He really does focus on that in this video. But he also talks about that there are lots of private networks for delivering dollars in different ways. So I think he acknowledges that it's just not stable coins pegged to the US dollar that should be leveraged right away to jumpstart this. But he does, if you listen, he is very, very honed in on the stable coins that are pegged to a US dollar. But here you go. Listen to this short version.
We can be a relatively slow follower to China and build our own central bank digital currency. So again, China issued its central bank digital currency about 6 weeks ago. We are talking about the possibility that our Federal Reserve could issue our own digital dollar 4 years from now. So consider that. We're going to have a 4.5-year time lag in slow following our most important global competitor into the world of electronic money. Normally, we don't want to be the slow follower. We want to be the leader or at least a fast follower. So what's the alternative to the government building a set of sort of government-run payment rails built on a central bank token? The alternative is to do what we've always done best in this country, which is to unleash the innovative, risk-taking private economy.
So he definitely is going to something that's already been built. It's clear that it is something that has been built privately, but when you listen carefully and follow the whole video, he is just totally focused on the stable coins that are pegged to the US dollar. And now this, though, however, is a little bit broader in his thinking, and I really find it interesting. Listen to this.
There's no such thing as blockchain without crypto. Crypto is the native asset that induces people to solve the puzzles that result in validating transactions. It's the only reason people plug their computer into the network in order to do the transaction validation that occurs. So don't be fooled by people who say I'm pro-blockchain and anti-crypto. You wouldn't have stablecoin networks without the Ethereum token. That's what led to the development of the Ethereum network, on which all of these stablecoins are built. And so we do really need the clarity Hester's talking about, because without it, there won't be blockchain. And so we can't think of the blockchain as the infrastructure. It's the ecosystem of tokens and networks that is the actual infrastructure.
Yeah, so there's no blockchain without crypto. And then here's this portion where somebody from Ripple got a question in. This is the Q&A, and it comes from Ron Hammond. I think you might recognize Ron. He was once the assistant for the Representative Warren Davidson in Washington, D.C., and he got recruited to join Ripple in 2019. He's been in that position for 1 year and 4 months, and I'm sorry to say that his question was a real waste, but I guess now we know for sure that when it comes to climate change, or whether or not something is of value because it's proof of stake instead of proof of work, Mr. Brooks doesn't seem to care, and really doesn't think that banks have any job in solving climate crisis. Yeah, I want you to listen to this portion here. It's I think it's queued up to where it needs to go. Yeah.
Well, hearing nothing, then let's move to Ron Hammond.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much for taking time. It's great to see a lot of familiar faces that I worked with during my time with Representative Davidson. So this question is for both Commissioner Peirce as well as Acting Comptroller Brooks. You guys mentioned a lot of different state-by-state regulations and guidances. NYDFS recently came out with a letter saying that firms need to start assessing their climate risk and develop approaches to mitigate them, especially in terms of Bitcoin mining. And there's been a 2019 study that says Bitcoin mining could result in a 2 degrees Celsius increase in global temperatures down the road. Now, mind you, it's about 75% of Bitcoin mining is powered by renewables. But with the incoming administration placing a large importance on climate change, are regulators looking at the climate change impacts of Bitcoin and other digital assets that utilize proof of work concepts?
Well, Paul, I'm probably the designated spear catcher on that one. So let's see, Ron. The lightweight answer probably is to say that we're not that many years away from the last Bitcoin being mined. At which point, as you know, the Bitcoin blockchain is going to transition to a different way of validating transactions. So this may be a little bit of the horse has already left the barn, but it's we're sort of it may not matter a year from now. And as people on the conference here may or may not know, most of the crypto projects nowadays are not built on top of mining platforms. They're either proof of stake tokens or they have some other means of validation. So this is I don't want to say it's not a big deal, but it's a limited deal, limited in time in various ways. And again, I would come back to the fact that most of the not 90%, but more than 50% of the Bitcoin mining activity occurs in China. So there's not a ton we can do with it.
And he just keeps going on, basically saying that this question is not of anything he needs to worry about. And basically, this is a problem that's going to eventually be gone. And the horse already left the barn. So there you have it. Don't talk climate crisis with Mr. Brooks, because that is not something he is going to give you any answer to that you want to hear. If you are hoping that because XRP is a green digital asset, that it's to its advantage, I think it's not having any ranking at all with Mr. Brooks, for that as it may be. All right, everybody, we are just now jumping to a little bit of food fluff in Japan. Yeah, there is a new hamburger that is going to be released on the 24th. It has no carbs. This top bun and bottom bun is made of egg. So it is a no carb protein burger, and it looks so great. I can't wait. And not only that, is look at how cheap it is. You can get the burger, fries, and a drink for roughly $3.50 US. Wow. But I love the fact that it's no carbs. Should be great. So I told you it was just a quick video today. Do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.